Okay, let's see what happens. Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Blossomed and Bourbon. My name is Mark, I'm the owner here at Creative Occasions, and I'm excited to welcome you here to my workroom. Over the last couple of episodes, we've kind of focused our theming on fall. It is getting to be fall here in my part of the world, and so one of my favorite things about fall is Halloween. So today I thought it might be kind of fun, because who doesn't need a little fun in their life, right? To not only do a really interesting design technique, but also incorporate some Halloween theming with that. Even to the point of we're gonna set the table for a Halloween dinner party. So it's gonna be good. There's a lot packed in this episode, so let's get started. So I totally am that guy who strolls through the clearance aisle. It doesn't matter what store I'm in, but I stroll through the clearance aisle. And this lovely little morsel here is something that I came across on clearance after Halloween one year. It's designed for a candle, like a candle hurricane, a candle shade. I thought it really might be kind of fun. I thought it might be fun to use as the container for the arrangement for today. Obviously it's not watertight, so we're gonna have to do something to make it watertight. You could easily use a clear cylinder in this. I happen to have these black utility plastic containers here at the store, so I thought we would use that. It's just a little bit taller, but I don't think that's gonna impact our design at all. One thing that I wanted to be sure to incorporate though, is the ability to light this up. So what I did is I took these Oasis U-Glue adhesive strips. They're amazing little strips, sticky on both sides. I actually just created a line running down the side of the container, and then I took a set of battery-powered fairy lights and wrapped them around the vase so that the adhesive strip would hold them in place. Because I'm a little OCD, I wanted to make sure that they were evenly distributed. So once we're able to put this container down into the hurricane, at the end of the design, we're going to be able to light it up. Now, the mechanic for the design is actually called Hanakubari, which is actually a term that is used in Ikebana floral design, and it involves putting a stick in a vase. Sounds pretty technical, doesn't it? And here's kind of how that works. You can see the two that I already have in this vase I've prepped for the arrangement. And basically the way this works is you'll take the container, just move this out of the way here, and we're just going to measure, kind of cut where we think that that's going to work. You do want the stick to have a little bit of flexibility with it because we're going to push it inside this container. So if it's too rigid and too hard, it's not going to work. So we're just going to then wedge it down inside the container like that and making sure that it's stable. And basically what we're doing is creating a grid inside this vase. Hanakubari actually translates to flower and stick. So this is truly a stick that's going to help in the world of flowers and in doing flower design. So for mine, you can see that I used two kind of to create a cross piece in there to just give us more sections inside the vase. All right, so what we're going to do first, of course, is add water. I'm not going to tell you that I almost forgot this today when we were prepping, so a little water in there. And again, I'm going to make use of a really dark color scheme with lots of kind of burgundy, purple tones that lend itself nicely not only to this container, but to the holiday. Anita, my friend who has scavenged this Arbor Vitae branch, she's brought some into the store just before, and I'm going to be using this again today just because it's so perfect for Halloween, right? Look at all those little tendrils. It almost just looks spooky in and of itself. This particular one has this little V shape that's kind of low down on the branch. That is going to be important to our design also. And I'll show you how in just a sec. So I'm going to put that right in there in one of those sections. I'm going to take another Arbor Vitae branch and I'm going to go down in that little V. So what that's going to do is it's actually going to create another level of security, another location of making sure that these stems are kind of interwoven together inside the container. And because I want a little more volume with these branches, I've got this other one that's kind of fan shaped that I want to add over on this side. So looks like it might need a little trim. All right, there. So we've got spooky trees all ready to go for Halloween. You've seen me use these before in terms of how we utilize flowers as part of the mechanics. The hydrangeas have that beautiful structure inside where they have all these little stems that come up and create this whole network, and we're going to use that as part of the grid for designing. There we go. Isn't that great already in terms of the colors with this container? All right, so what we've done now is not only kind of secured additionally those branches in place, but we've also given ourselves a little bit more of a grid to work with when we put other flowers in there. I got to tell you, the inspiration for this color scheme today came from some coleus that I have at home. The coleus is a beautiful plant that we have in some pots on our patio. It has this dark burgundy, purpley color and a little bit of lime green on the edge. And I'm a huge fan, as you know, of lime green and in particular Bells of Ireland. So we're going to feature those in this today. One of the things that I like when you're working with a flower like Bells of Ireland that has a very distinctive curve and shape to it is just let that become part of the design. Don't try to fight it, work with it. All right. Yeah, that's getting somewhere nice. I don't know, maybe we should put one of those kind of low and around the side. I think that could be fun. Cool. This is like Laugh-In about 100 years ago. This product I really love. It's called millet. It is a grain. It obviously comes in pretty much this late summer, early fall season in our area, and comes in beautiful colors. This almost black color is just really amazing. So we're going to be using some of that. All right, we're going to have to go up high and down through the sticks for this one. There we go. That positioning in the front is really nice for depth in this arrangement. You don't want to create a wall by having everything at the same place and the same level. So having that stem of millet come out in the front is a nice thing to create some depth. And so we'll do the same thing in the back. All right. This leucadendron we've used before is called Jester. It's a great colorway. The little stripe and the striation on this flower is so much fun. I think I might need to sharpen my knife. Now, I already know that in the plan for this arrangement, I want it to be seen from all around. So that's why it's important that I'm kind of keeping some depth and a sort of a rounded shape to it as we go along. All right. Let's do a few of these mums. Mums are great, of course, and that's one of the things that you think of when you think about fall flowers. These in particular are great because of the coloring. It works beautiful with this whole red burgundy coloration that we're going for. I also like the fact that the center of that flower kind of almost looks like a little eyeball. You know, it's Halloween, right? These I'm keeping kind of low, tucking them in around the edge of the container to give that a little bit more interest there. And yes, we're going to hide that little battery box before it's over, so don't be alarmed. Yeah, you can see from the pressure I'm having to use that it's pretty tight in there. There are a lot of stems in that fairly small container, so. Just a couple more insertions and we'll be good on the flowers, I think. But not until we add these. This particular rose is another favorite of mine that's called Black Baccara. And obviously it has that name because it has this beautiful dark coloration on it. So it's one of those that for this kind of work is perfect. It's perfect to have that coloring and to have that beautiful, really dark edging to those blooms. And again, because I know this arrangement is going to be used for a dinner setting, it's okay to have those flowers kind of low. People sitting at the table will be able to enjoy those blooms as they're having their dinner. And for sake of continuity, we maybe should put some up in the arrangement as well. We can do that. I just wish that these had been in a little bit longer. They just came in this morning. And had they been here a little bit longer, we could have conditioned them open a little bit more and you could have seen how really this bloom almost looks like velvet when it's open. It's just gorgeous. Now, is it bad of me to have decided that I need one more of these? We're gonna do our best to get that in there. I love the movement of that one. I don't know, visually for me, it kind of pulls your eye around. And I think for a table setting, that's gonna be a really cool thing. So I kind of want to mimic that over on this other side. There we go. So yeah, I do like how that creates that sense of movement in the arrangement as it goes around the edge. All right, so for fun, we're gonna add this purpley spider pick. We'll just get him up in there somewhere. And adjust the branches just a bit. Now, one of the more fun things that we get to do as florists when we get to do Halloween arrangements, and we do often get to do that, this super cool way that we can create spider webs. And, you know, really what Halloween arrangement would not be complete without spider webs, right? So what you do is you take your regular glue gun and 2 scraps of styrofoam. I'm gonna move that right there. There we go. And so what we're gonna do is just squirt some glue onto one piece of the styrofoam. And then you're gonna add the second piece of the styrofoam just as though you were actually gonna glue them together, but you're not. What you're gonna do is kind of extend them so you're getting that little bit of string that happens. And then you literally just kind of pull it over the arrangement in whatever way you like, whatever feels good, whatever looks good. Let's do a little bit more of that. And it creates one of the, I think, most real looking kind of spider web things. You can buy those fake, you know, the bags of stuff that you can use. But this for me, I think is just so much better. Yep, and then when you just finish, you pull it away. It's got the strings kind of left hanging, just very much like a real spider web would. So I think that's it in terms of what I wanted to show you with the flowers. Hanakubari, remember that in terms of the stick that's creating the mechanic. Oh, should we cut it on now? Let's take a look. See what it looks like. There we go. And with this, we'll just lift the little battery pack up into the arrangement, kind of tuck it down inside, being careful not to push it into the water, and there it will be. So, fun. All right, so I thought it only appropriate that if we're gonna be doing a Halloween themed episode, that we should do a bourbon that looks like it belongs, right? And so my son actually picked up this bottle when we were at the beach back in the summer. The bourbon itself is called the Burning Chair. Super cool bottle. It is from the Savage and Cooke distillery, and this distillery is located in California. The gentleman named Dave Finney, who is the owner of the distillery, kind of built his reputation in the wine industry, actually, and did quite well in the wine industry. And so then he purchased or built and opened a distillery, and this Savage and Cooke distillery is his. The interesting thing about this particular bourbon is, like we've seen some other bourbons that have been aged in different casks, this bourbon is aged for 4 years and then finished in Cabernet barrels. So Mr. Finney believes that the Cabernet really infuses it with a nice flavor, also with a nice texture that you might not have with other bourbons. Check this out. I think this is this is a glass cork. I love the whole bottling of this product. Wow, that's really nice. So I expected actually for this to look a little more red since it's been finished in Cabernet casks. I thought that might be a thing. It doesn't. It looks kind of, Jason? It looks kind of golden actually, which is kind of nice. It does have a beautiful color. So let's nose it. It smells a little sweet. Kind of like a little bit of like red fruit, almost like you would expect with wine. Oh, that's very nice. So definitely like an apple flavor. A little bit of like a dry oak kind of sense that may have come from the barrel. It's interesting that there really is not a heavy like wine sensation to it, which I kind of expected from the Cabernet barrel, but there really isn't that. It's also interesting that in a lot of these bourbons, you get this sense of chocolate. This has a little bit of a note of that, a little bit of like a milk chocolate to it. The finish has a little bit more heat. It does have a little bit of that spice that Jason may not like quite as much, but it's a very good pour. This product has been aged at least 4 years before it goes into the bottle, and then of course aged in those Cabernet barrels too. So it's a good one for sure, and I think you'll want to try it. Now let's set the table for our party. Okay. Do a quick change out here. And you know, part of the fun of Halloween is that it's cheesy, you know, full disclosure, it's got to be cheesy. But there's some elements about it that might not be cheesy too. So kind of in setting the table, when I look for things like this for specialty, like this is our regular just white dinnerware that we use at home. But I was able to find these really cool specialty salad plates, and the salad plates completely make my regular dishes suitable for this party. These are not napkins, these are dish towels. They would be great, especially if you're having kids at your party, but they're super because they're machine washable. You don't have to worry about whether or not they get dirty. They're great. And yes, why wouldn't you want to drink champagne out of a plastic flute with a skeleton hand on it? So that's an important part of that. Candles. Props. Let's see, let's do this one here with another one of our spotter buddies. Aren't these fun? These straight up from Dollar Tree. Really fun, just kind of give you some, you know, more cheesy fun with the theme. I did also make another little sort of complementary arrangement. Let's take that over here on this side. And use it here in a little skeleton head. What I've got inside here are those little black water pearls that come in completely dry, and you hydrate them and they swell up into these little water pearls. They will absorb water, so if you're using them for flowers, you need to be sure to keep plenty of water in the container. Because if you don't, these guys will steal the water from the flowers. So that's one thing you have to be kind of sure of. And they come in all these great colors. All right, one more fun little floral element, because you know I'm a florist and that's what we have to do, right? All right, does it look like we're gonna have a party? Good, I hope so. This has been so much fun. I'm so glad that you decided to join us. I hope that you've enjoyed my spin on a Halloween arrangement and the setting for a Halloween party, as well as Burning Chair Bourbon. So looking forward to seeing you next time here at Blossoms and Bourbon. Be sure and like and subscribe, and we'll see you then. Take care, thanks. Bye-bye.